Hey, good morning, guys. It has been a little bit since I made the last bill search video going through my pocket change to look for valuable bills, so that way you know what to look for when you're going through your pocket change. So I won't yap your face off this morning. It is like 5 a.m. here in North Carolina, but I have to go out and do some landscaping. So, wanted to get this video done. Let's get into it. So, Series 2013 $5 note. I like to look at the serial numbers and just general print and stuff. You can see this one is beat up. So, that'll probably detract from value if it were collectible. Condition, condition, condition with all collectibles. You can see there's a little bit of misprinting on that line there. I have had some people send me some pictures where $5 notes were missing a portion of this line. That would be a misprint, but that one's regular old bill. 2017 $1 note. We'll start seeing the 2021 notes, 2021 notes trickling out pretty soon. They'll be the first notes to feature two female signatures for the Treasurer and the Secretary of Treasury, which is kind of cool. It's nice and historical, so that's really cool. Nothing in the serial number, and this guy is also beat up. Keep an eye out by the seals. Sometimes you'll get a little bit of issues there, as well as right around where it says "In God We Trust." They're trying to eliminate the dollar right now. You can let me know what you think about that in the comments below. I think many people have some confusion about what that means economically. It's not all bad. It's not all good in relation to the United States, but it is replenishing the value of the actual dollar. So it's an interesting world we live in now. And nothing going on there. This is usually water. Somebody had this in some blue jeans or something. It takes some of the dye out of the pants and puts it on the bill. Nothing too crazy. Little shift in that seal on the word one there. And nothing popping out there. Good repetition of 3s and 6s, but not in a pattern enough for me to hold on to. 2013 $1 note. Nice and beat up. You know, these are from over the last, week or so. Usually I try to do these bill searches every few days because I end up with cash on me quite often. Not necessarily a ton of cash, but lots of 1s and 5s and stuff. And nothing too stellar on the front there. Nothing on the back. Little bit of repetition of 4s there, but unless you have a pattern at most 3 digits in the serial number for a trinary note, it's not going to really be collectible. Probably the best condition one we've had so far. All the other ones were pretty trashed. A little bit of fold in the middle there horizontally, but nothing really jumping out. Thank you to the folks that point out some stuff that I miss. It's not every video, but here and there I miss stuff too. And if I still have the notes, I look back and go, man, that person was right. Here's a sweet trinary note or whatever, and hold on to it. Little bit of a misprint. I see it real small there on the 3 of the series date. It's a little blurred, but that could just be damage from it being used. Nothing really jumping out. Keep an eye out around here. It forms a constellation of sorts called Orion. It's an anti-counterfeiting measure. Of course, this lack of ink here on the big 5 is just damage. You can see where there's a fold, and that's just kind of been rubbed off. A bunch of 5s. We were able to swap a couple of those around. We might have a broken ladder, but this $1 note has seen its day. It's all beat up, missing a lot of the print on it. Now, if it had a really good collectible serial number, we might be sitting on a couple bucks despite the condition of the note. But like I said in the beginning of the video, condition is the most important factor. Nice little bookends. It would have been nice to have all 5s in the middle here for 1-7, 4 5s, and then 1-7. Those are bookends where it repeats the same digits on the end, but they're not going to be collectible really unless you have a pattern in the middle there. So like I said, 4 5s or even if it was repetitious with the 5252, something similar, we'd have a few bucks over face value. And by a few bucks, I mean a few bucks, like $3, $4 maybe to the right buyer, since it is in decent condition. Little bit of over ink on that 9 there on the bottom left-hand side. That's really common, though, on Series 2013 and 2017. I'm hoping they eradicate that problem. It seems like it just put out excess of ink on the little rotary dial that prints the serial numbers on these bills. And for whatever reason, it is always on this third digit. So, you know, hey, maybe some sort of miscalculation in the amount of ink that's supposed to be dispersed while printing the notes. Nothing on the back, also some tears and rips and beat upness. Series 2013. This one's folded over. Wish we had a fold over error. That'd be worth hundreds of dollars. If you're like, what is a fold over error? Check out my website, varietyerrors.com, or I have like 4 or 5 videos that talk, well, specifically about fold over errors, but also errors in general. If you follow the links in the description box of a bunch of my videos, or you can go to the main page of the channel. Nothing else really jumping out there. And back of the note, I do like to keep an eye around here, right where it's the Roman numerals for 1776. It says Novus Ordo Seclorum. Sometimes you'll get a little wonky printing, but here, pretty straightforward. That is known as the Great Seal. But it's a nice depiction of the eagle. As time goes on, we'll see if they ever actually redesign the $1 or the $5 notes. Or I'm sorry, $1 or $2 notes, which they haven't done since the 50s or 60s at this point. Little bit of a stuck digit with that 06 on the end here, sitting a little high. But unless it's real dramatic, like a 40-50% off shift, you're not going to be talking anything of an error. Nice condition, though, comparatively to the other ones. We have gotten some trash ones throughout this bill search and the last few bill searches. Good repetition of 7s and 8s. Nothing really crazy. Nothing jumping out. 2009, so oldest one so far. Let me know what you're coming across in your coin and bill searches in the comments. I love reading about it. Even if I can't get to making as many videos as quick as I usually do, with how heavy the work season is this year, nothing makes me happier than reading up on what you guys are finding. So keep posting that. Series 2017A. Again, with that little over ink here. I don't even hold on to those. I think it's just a waste of time. I see a star note poking out there. That's awesome. Kind of uptick in this bill search. On the back here, this is just damage. For a second, I thought we had a line between the N and the E. Can't really see. There it is. Just a little fold. I was like, ooh, might have a misprint, but I got excited before figuring out what's really going on. Kind of cool. Some zeros in the beginning. My rule of thumb is unless it's 4 zeros or more, I don't really consider those low. You can differ from me. Some people will collect stuff with 3 zeros. But I just think 4 zeros or more is an actual kind of low serial number. If you're talking only 3 digits in it, like if we had 50617, definitely low. This is a nice replacement note, which doesn't mean the serial number of this star note is the one that it replaced, which is really interesting, meaning that there could be 2 of the same serial number out there. Twins, right? So it's a duplicate note, most likely. And at the end of this video, we will go over to the star note search, and we'll look up this star note and see what the dealio is with it. So stay tuned at the end of the video. On the back, pretty good condition. Little fold over on the edge here. Probably stuck in somebody's wallet weird. Nothing jumping out at me as far as design flaws or anything like that. If you're interested in just the makeup of $1 notes, then check out my video that talks all about them and different parts of them. The plate numbers, why, for example, the FW here, why that's Fort Worth, and how to determine that, as well as some other aspects of the note, just layout and things to look for while searching. And nothing on the front there. Getting out of whack here. There we go. And nothing jumping out on the back too much to me. Moving on down there to the last few. Somebody had a pen explode in their pocket. Nothing in the serial number. Let me knock over my camera too. It's all faded out due to water damage. So that's a thing. Nice $1 note, 2017A. Another really large number. It looks like we got like a one-eyed Washington here. He's blind in one eye. That's just damage, of course. Makes him look kind of like a pirate. A little bit of damage to the edge of the note here. That could just be from use or from the money counting machine at the bank. Sometimes they load them in kind of harshly. Flopping this around. Last few notes. Thanks for being on this adventure with me. Nice 5s, nice 4s, but not enough repetition for me to hold on to. Had a couple people post about block repeaters. That is awesome. You're coming across that stuff. Hold on to them. Try to flatten them out between a book and get them in a protector. And nothing. Hey, Order 66 if you're a Star Wars fan. But nothing there. Couple of 1s, couple of 5s is what it looks like. Looking pretty good on the front of this guy here, except for the print around Washington, but that's just going to be damage. And nothing on the back. So nothing too crazy, really. Ooh, that's kind of cool. 87878. If it would have repeated across the serial number as a binary repeater, or even with zeros on the end, making a trinary repeater, I would have definitely held on to it if we would have had 878787 and then zeros on the ends. That would have been really cool. But this one's not a fancy enough serial number for me to hold on to. Nothing on that. Let's do... Oh, we got a 5 hiding down in there. So we'll do these two, and then we'll do that 5. A little bit of stuck digits on the end, but like in the beginning of the video, not dramatic enough. Let me get that one unstuck there. Fold it all to the next hemisphere, so this one's nice and beat up. This little guy with the booger stuck to it. Lots of damage to the front of the note. Looks like somebody got it stuck together with whatever. We'll just assume that is not something gross. And on the back, it'd be hard to tell if we had anything collectible here because of the damage. So, kind of sucks on that, but that's okay. Last but not least, our little $5 note. We are close to a broken ladder. If we would have had a 3 in there instead of double 7s, we would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which could have commanded a few bucks over face value, but unfortunately we're 1 digit off, which makes this thing worth good old $5. Back of the note. Nothing jumping out too crazy to me. I like to keep an eye around all the detail in the Lincoln Memorial, which is just a cool depiction, a great place to visit if you, whether you like history or not. It's a really cool architectural structure. But there can be misprints around there, but not so much on this guy, so I'll use it for lunch. What do we hold on to? Nice little star note. I mean, it's a little beat up. I love me some star notes. Let's hop over to the star note lookup and see what the details on this one is and whether or not it's a little more rare of a star note in comparison to others. And of course, go in the comments below and let me know what you've come across in your coin and bill searches lately, but let's look this one up. All right, so we are on my currency collection. Let's use the star note lookup. We'll choose $1 note and 2017A as the series, of course. And I'm going to input the serial number, including the leading letter and an asterisk for the star, and hit lookup. And this will give us all this great information on this star note. Let us know replacement type breakdown, how it was printed, the run size of them, and of course this one was printed at the Fort Worth facility back in November. So this will give us a rundown of all the different ones that were printed in this series. And like I said before, the serial number of this $1 replacement note may not be a duplicate of the one it actually replaced, meaning that serial number could still be out there on another note. Pretty cool. So this star note is only worth a couple bucks.